Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I've got one more idea to share with you using the Stitched Sunshine die. And we're only going to stitch half of this for this card. So I have trimmed out a little larger than half from that front panel, and we're going to get started stitching our rays. I am just going from the very center, that's those rays that are straight across on either side of our sunshine. That's my starting and ending point, and we're going to get all of these stitched here. I am using the same cardstock from our previous cards, which is all from Spellbinders. It is Mint, Saffron, Blush, and Dahlia. And I'm also going to pull in Fawn to give sort of a desert look. I felt like that went really well with the idea of our sunshine. So let's go ahead and get all of these finished stitching here. I was hoping to get all of this done in one pass of our floss, but alas, I did not cut it long enough, so we will have to use two pieces here. It's very easy to add in another piece. Just stick it right underneath that mint tape, and we'll get right back to stitching our rays. And then we will trim off our extra. So there you can see we've got half of our sunshine stitched here. Now we are going to put together the full sunshine, and we'll add our blush behind for the mouth and cheeks. And then just a little dot of our art glitter glue to add on that tongue. Now for this one, we're going to glue the sun directly onto our cardstock here. No pop-ups. We want to layer this fawn cardstock over top, so we need to keep things as flat as we can. And we're going to start off by gluing this down to the top of our card base. So again, going around and making sure I've got glue around even that small outside section to make sure that all of this is down nice and tight. And then I'm going to very carefully line this up with the top fold of my card base. Going to use my bone folder to make sure that's all down nice and tight around the edges. And then we're going to finish off the bottom half of this by layering some fawn cardstock over top. So I'm laying this out, deciding exactly how much of this I want to cover the sun. And I'm going to add some art glitter glue directly onto my card base. It's going to be a little easier that way. I'm not going too short or too far on my cardstock. I'll be able to trim off the excess and use that for a later project. I am going to go just on the top and slightly down the sides to make sure I'm catching that nice and tight again on the edges of my card base. And then we will go ahead and press this into place. So we'll go ahead, take this over to the trimmer and just match up that edge, trim off the excess. And that's going to create sort of our little sun setting scene. Also gives us the perfect spot to add in our sentiment. So funnily enough, this is actually a stamp set that came out around Christmas time with the warm wishes, but I thought that works perfectly with the idea of the sunshine. So we're going to add that in here. And of course, I will stamp this with my trusty intense black ink. I want to make sure, since I am stamping directly onto my card base that is already glued together, that I've got that nice and straight. So I will oftentimes pull in a separate little thin piece of paper. That's what I use for the inside sentiments, and just make sure that that's stamping out the way that I would like it to. Since I was happy with that, we're going to go ahead and get this sentiment added. And then for the inside, this set has a matching stamp that says "Get well soon." We'll go ahead and get some ATG to the back of that inside panel, place that on the inside of our card base. And that will complete our card for today. Here are a few close-ups of the finished card. In the description box below, you'll find my blog post, which has additional photos and links to the supplies I've used. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.